look forward to Nick being on the Minneapolis City Council because this city is screaming for leadership that will really enact change.
Nick doesn't only bring his talent and his skills to public service, he also brings his passion, dreams, and he brings us all with him.
He became the first individual to lead civic engagement efforts for all the state agencies in providing training. And that's not a small feat, and it gives him a unique insight as to how government works. So from the outside, from the inside, he will be committed, tireless, and an outstanding advocate.
Nick invites people into environments that really utilize every voice and is always actively working towards building a greater community with this campaign.
Nick recognizes where he has privilege and also recognizes his oppressions as well, and connects with everyone because of that.
These days, as a resident, I know that public safety is a big challenge, but I'm confident that the natural talents and the skills that Nick has developed will move Minneapolis forward.
Just by running Nick, you are already changing things. You are putting forward a new choice, a new conversation, and you're expanding the paradigm of what people believe is possible.
Nick is a great listener. He's a convener, a connector, a network weaver, and he raises up the voices of everyone. He's a wonderful human being, always making me laugh and brings so much joy and love, which Minneapolis really needs right now.
My name is Nick Kaur. I'm a son of immigrants from Hong Kong. I'm a coalition builder, I'm an organizer, and I've spent my entire career fighting for justice for all Minnesotans. I started doing this work as a student at the University of St. Thomas, and while I was there, I worked with others to bring together LGBTQ students on campus because we didn't have supportive spaces at our school. In fact, our club was called Allies at the time because we couldn't have any of the LGBTQ words in the name. And so we decided to simply build space for each other, to create a place where queer and trans students could feel safe, welcome, and could talk about our identities and experiences of being queer and trans at St. Thomas and in the world. I remember one moment about a student who I had met in the beginning of the year, who was in the closet, questioning and fearful of who he was. But near the end of the year, as we held a rally against the marriage amendment, this student was fully out with his parents fighting for his rights. And this was the moment that I saw the power that comes from organizing and from building community. I saw the power that comes from building deep relationships with each other and seeing people find their own agency in the world. And I saw that we, as everyday people, can create change. From that moment on, I said, this is the work that I'm going to do for the rest of my life. And that's what I've been doing for the last 10 years. From working to win the freedom to marry, to passing the strongest anti-bullying legislation in the country, to electing progressive candidates like Senator Al Franken, and to making our government more responsive as the Civic Engagement Director at the Minnesota Department of Human Rights, I've worked tirelessly with all communities to create positive change in our city and in our state. These last 2 years, I had the great opportunity to be a Bush Fellow and visit many different cities around the world, really seeing how cities are addressing a lot of the issues we're facing here today. And this is why I believe that everything we could want for our city is possible. It's possible because it's already happening in so many different places around the world. And what we need to do right now is to be able to look beyond 3 feet in front of us, dream a little bigger about what it is we want, and be a little bit more bold in getting there. I believe we can build a city that is rooted in justice, equity, and belonging for everyone. And I believe now is the time for us to build that city. Now is the time as we rebuild after the pandemic, after the uprisings, after receiving all this federal funding. So the question we have to ask ourselves in this moment is, what kind of Minneapolis do we want to build for our future? That's the question we have to ask ourselves. And I believe right now, we need leaders who listen, who can bring us together, but most importantly, we need leaders who can inspire us to dream bigger about what that future looks like. And that's why I'm running for office. I'm running for office right now because I believe we can build a Minneapolis where housing is a human right, where our public safety system is rooted in care, not criminalization, where our economy puts our people and our planet first, where our city's energy and resources are regenerative and not extractive, and where our democracy is strong and everyone's voice matters and has a seat at the table. That's the Minneapolis I want to build. That's the Minneapolis we are building on this campaign. If you believe in that vision, if you believe in that Minneapolis, I hope that you'll support our campaign with your first choice vote for the DFL endorsement. Thank you so much.